Everybody, good morning, good morning. We're so happy you're with us. A lot of folks are off today and off this whole week. And so you're going to find this subject intriguing because another holiday is upon us where we're all going to be surrounded by family and friends. And if you're not looking forward to it because you can't hear the conversation around you, your next call should be to our next guest, Dr. Salvatore Guttadoria. He's back from Diversified Hearing and Balance Centers with important information about tinnitus or tinnitus, depending on how you pronounce it. And what can be done about it. So good morning, nice to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of people have this, don't they?
Yeah, they really do, and it has really come to light recently because the UAW employees, retirees, have a new hearing benefit. So we've been seeing a ton of people in our office, and they've worked in industry, they've worked around loud noises, they do things recreationally that can cause these problems, and they're coming in, and tinnitus is one of the biggest problems that they have. And
that's like a constant ringing in the ears, right?
Yes, it could be constant, it could come and go. It's perceived differently for different people. It can sound like a buzzer, it can sound like listening to a seashell, it can sound like a doorbell ringing.
Oh, wow.
So, for different people, it's different.
And some people have lived with this for years.
Some people have lived with it for many years. And the thing about it is that it's a symptom of something. So it usually means that something else is going on and we need to investigate what's going on there.
And you can do that. You can test it and diagnose it.
Yep. What we want to do is we want to find the causal factors, because some of these things are some medical problems that can be going on. I mean, we can be looking at some serious things like acoustic tumors that can be happening. So we want to make sure that we're checking this out. More commonly, it's just simply associated with hearing loss and aging. That's the more common thing, but given what's going on in the world, explosions, that type of thing, traumatic noise exposure is one of the big reasons why people will have a tinnitus.
How do you diagnose it then? I mean, what do you actually do to test for it?
Well, there are specific tests that we look at that will measure the tinnitus. So we want to measure it for loudness, we want to measure it for frequency because it will be at different frequencies, and then we want to measure it for masking level. We want to see what does it take to make it go away. So we measure all of those things. Now, sometimes we'll never find out what the real problem is behind it. People just have it, and we don't know what the problem is. Other times we find out what the problem is, and we treat the problem, and then we treat the tinnitus.
Okay, so you can get help, and will insurance cover the testing?
Yes, insurance covers the testing. Remember, it's considered a medical problem as long as we're doing it for medical purposes to find out what's wrong with the patient. Insurance will cover the testing.
So really, somebody should never live with this without being tested?
Because it is a symptom can be a symptom of something that's serious, you don't want to live with it. You want to make sure that you have it tested. As I said, most problems are just normal aging process and from getting older, but you don't want to be one of those people that have something serious going on that could be treated. I always think about how prevalent earbuds are. Everybody's always got earphones on, and we've known this. I've known this from being in radio for many years. You've got to turn that volume down. Absolutely.
Because that is a collective injury that just adds up to injuring those fine little cells and those little hairs in your ears. That's going to come back someday.
Noise exposure over time or noise exposure in a single incident can cause it. So you think about our soldiers that are exposed to loud noises. You think about our hunters that are out there. We've had a number of hunters recently that have had one gunshot and it has caused tinnitus in their ear.
Listen, we would like to let everybody know that you have a limited special offer, and that is 2 mid-level hearing aids for $2,500, normally $4,000.
Yeah,
tell people about that special.
Absolutely. I mean, this is no smoke and mirrors. This is the absolute truth. We were able to secure with a manufacturer some excellent technology, mid-level hearing aids for an excellent price, and we're passing that on to the consumer. Right now for Easter, we'd like everybody to be able to hear.
That'd be great. Hearing aids aren't always the answer, though, for tinnitus, right, or tinnitus, but it can be. It can be one of the
It can be
treatments.
one of the treatments, because what you want to do is cover up the bad noises that you hear with good noise.
Oh, okay.
Right, with things that people want to hear. But also within the hearing aids today, the modern hearing aids, and within the special hearing aids that we're offering, there's a tinnitus feature in there that it masks out the tinnitus.
So for anybody who may have been diagnosed with this a few years ago, you really have to go back, because the technology is so much better these days, and you really can get help.
The technology has changed so much over the past couple of years. I can't tell you how enthusiastic I am about it.
That's exciting. All right, once again, everybody, we're talking 2 mid-level hearing aids. The value is $4,000. Dr. G is here to tell you $2,500. Diversified Hearing and Balance Centers, 9 locations throughout Western New York. This doctor is everywhere. You can go for hearing tests. Lots of options, and they will help you through it, especially with insurance, okay? So if you know someone who has this or who's really ready for that hearing test, do them a favor and call 871-9915. Find the location that's nearest you and get help today. Diversifiedhearing.com.